Thank you so much for watching my videos and liking my channel. Today I'm going to talk about Motor Vehicles Act and the definition of owner as defined in the latest judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, in a very recent judgment in a matter titled Surendra Kumar Bhilave versus the New India Assurance Company Limited, the Honorable Supreme Court held that the person in whose name the vehicle is registered at the time of occurrence of accident, the said person will be considered to be the owner, and this appeal was against a judgment passed by National Commission reversing the concurrent findings of both the district and state commission. Now, let me take you through the facts of the case. The appellant was the owner of truck which was covered by the policy of insurance issued by the insurer, and this was effective from the period of 2nd of June 2011 to 1st of June 2012. Now, sometime in November 2011, the said lorry or the truck was loaded with ammonia nitrate at Raipur, and it was supposed to commence its journey for Dhanbad, where the ammonia nitrate was to be unloaded. Now, on 13th of November at about 1:45, some cow comes in front of the truck, as a result of which the driver tries to sway away, and the entire truck turtles down and falls into the river by the side of the road and gets extremely damaged. Now, the ammonia nitrate which was carried in the truck was also washed away. However, instead of reimbursing the loss, the insurer sends a show cause notice to the appellant as to why the claim of the appellant should not be repudiated, on the allegation that he had already sold the said truck to one Muhammad Ilyas Ansari. Now, it was however disputed by the appellant, and he continued to be the registered owner of the said truck on the date of accident. Admittedly, although the appellant had entered into a sale agreement with the said Muhammad Ilyas Ansari, however, because there was a loan which was there from ICICI Bank on the truck, therefore no objection certificate could not be obtained, and the transfer of the said truck could not take place, since the dues of the banks had not been repaid in full till the date of the accident. Now, let me very quickly take you through the orders of District Forum and the State Commission. When the appellant was aggrieved by the action of the insurance company, he went and filed a complaint before the District Forum. The District Forum allowed the complaint filed by the appellant and directed the insurance company to pay about 4,93,500 rupees with interest of 6% per annum, and gave some 5,000 rupees towards the mental agony and 2,000 rupees towards the cost of litigation. The insurance company then appealed to the State Commission, which was dismissed, and the insurer then challenged by filing a revision petition before the National Commission. The National Commission then set aside the orders of the District Forum and State Commission, thereby rejecting the concurrent factual findings of both the forums, and dismissed the complaint on the ground that appellant had sold his vehicle to Ahmad Ilyas Ansari. Now, let's come down to the basic observations that the Honorable Supreme Court has given. This judgment has been penned down by Honorable Justice Indra Banerjee, and she has observed that the National Commission overlooked the definition of owner in section 2 subclause 30 of the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. Now, let me just very quickly define what it says. It says that a person in whose name a motor vehicle stands registered, and where such a person is a minor, the guardian of such a minor, and in relation to a motor vehicle which is the subject of a hire purchase agreement, or an agreement of lease, or an agreement of hypothecation, the person in possession of the vehicle under that agreement, it will then be considered as the owner as per section 2 subclause 30. Now, moving forward, even if we assume that Muhammad Ilyas Ansari was in possession of the said truck at the time of the accident, such possession was not under any agreement of lease, hire purchase or hypothecation with ICICI Bank. So then if we look at what was the definition under section 230, that is 2 subclause 30 of Motor Vehicles Act, and Section 2 subclause 19 of Motor Vehicles Act 1939, we realize that under the old act, the owner was defined as a person in possession of a motor vehicle. Now, the definition has definitely undergone some change, and legislature has consciously changed the definition of owner to mean a person in whose name the motor vehicle stands registered. Now, it is difficult to accept that a process has to be followed, and that a person who has transferred the ownership of a goods carriage vehicle on receipt of consideration would not report the transfer or will not apply for transfer of registration to happen when he understands that there is a risk and liability of ownership of the vehicle, which is there not just under Motor Vehicles Act 1988, but also under the criminal or penal laws. So, there is definitely a question which is raised as far as why a person who has transferred the ownership of the vehicle should for other 3 years benevolently go on repaying the loan for the purchase of the vehicle, take out insurance policies to cover the vehicle, or otherwise discharge obligations of ownership. Now, the explanation of Section 157 clarifies for the removal of all doubts that such deemed transfer would include transfer of rights and liabilities of the said certificate of insurance and policy of insurance. There could be no reason for a transferee of an insured motor vehicle to refrain from applying for endorsement of the transfer in the insurance policy certificate when insurance covering third party risk is mandatory for using a vehicle. Preferring basically to ensure that the transfer actually takes place, the Honorable Supreme Court then referred to the decisions in Pushpa versus Shakuntala and Naveen Kumar versus Vijay Kumar, where it very categorically observed that the dictum of the court is with respect to the registered owner continues to remain owner, and when the vehicle is insured in the name of the registered owner, the insurer would remain liable notwithstanding any transfer would apply equally in the case of claims made by the insured himself in case of an accident. Now, if the insured continues to remain the owner in law in view of the statutory provisions of Motor Vehicles Act and in particular Section 2 subclause 30 thereof, the insurer cannot evade its liability in case of an accident. Therefore, what was very clearly observed was that because the owner had all the documents, had paid the premium, and everything was in the name of the appellant, then therefore the insurance company was liable to make the payment. In view of the definition of owner in Section 2 subclause 30 of the Motor Vehicles Act, the appellant remained the owner of the said truck on the date of the accident, and the insurer could not have avoided its liability for the losses suffered by the owner on the ground of transfer of ownership to Muhammad Ilyas Ansari. The insurer was therefore directed to pay a sum of rupees 4,93,500 along with 9% per annum interest rate and a composite sum of rupees 1 lakh, because the Honorable Supreme Court felt that an amount of 5,000 to 2,000 rupees which was to be paid was very less in terms of quantifying the mental agony and the litigation costs that the appellant had to undergo. So, thank you so much for watching my video today. If you have any queries, do feel free to write in to me on pallavi.pratap@pratapandcompany.com. Do like my video, share my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much and have a nice day.